Hi there, thanks for joining me. Got a new project on, managed to pick this one up. This is another cheap car. It's got loads of faults on it. We've got to put it all right, get it sorted. It failed its MOT, suspension, exhaust, a few other bits and bobs as far as I can see. What we've got to do though, first of all, is plug into it, get some diagnostic codes off it. Let's really see what's going on. And here I've got the new Eiag Link to give that a go. We'll see what it picks up. Cracking bit of kit, let's see how we get on. So like I say, this is the Eiag Link. Let's have a look at it, see what we can find, get it loaded up onto his phone. This is a mobile phone based dongle. This is predominantly aimed at DIYers. If you've got issues, you want to keep your eye on your car. It's in the same bracket as the Topdons Carpal. The only thing you've got to remember with this one is it's not free updates for life. You do have to pay a yearly subscription. You get the first year for free, but then for the Eiag it's £26 a year, and the Carpal is a whopping £43 a year. So we go, we get some instructions, the little link dongle there, we'll pop that out. It's a small little one. That's a little dinky one, isn't it? Look at that. It'll do 10 resets, but do all systems, and it's bi-directional control. So it's a powerful little bit of kit. We're putting that really up against the likes of this, which is the Topdon dongle, which this one hasn't got. This one only does 6 resets. It does all systems bi-directional. I've got a video on that one. Like I say, this one does 10 resets. It's got a couple more in the bag there. Price-wise, these two are very, very similar. The Eiag at the minute is coming in at about £41 with some discount. The Carpal is around about 37. Let's get this out, see what it can do. Let's see if it's a powerful little bit of kit, see how it connects to the phone, and can it sort our little VW out? Let's go and have a look. First thing we've got to do though is get his phone, download the app, let's get it connected. So we just open up the camera, click on the QR code, it takes us through to the Eiag in the App Store. We download that. So that's downloaded, let's open this one up. We'll allow it to send us notifications, we just need to enter his email address. And then create a password or an account. There we go, that was pretty painless. All nicely loaded up, let's get out to the car. Okay. What we've got here then, this is a 2011 BlueMotion diesel Polo. It's done 116,000 miles. We should have the 16-pin OBD socket underneath there to plug this into. You can see that's just plugged into that. And we've got the green light flashing on the top there. Okay, we just need to link this up now. Scanning Bluetooth. We'll get the ignition on as well. Let's fire up the old girl. Oh, it sounds a bit ropey. We've got all kinds of management lights on the dashboard. Scan the serial number on the packet there. Congratulations, we're in. The app's all downloaded, we've activated. Let's now do a diagnostics on the car. Let's have a VIN scan to start with. Just downloading the Volkswagen software. So it's vehicle specific, it's going to pick out all of the systems on the car, it's going to do the engine management systems, it'll do the body control modules. It's almost like actual dealer software. Once this software's downloaded, it will stay on and you won't need to keep renewing it. Right, here we go then. So let's do a health report and keep his fingers crossed it's not got anything too badly wrong with it. I don't know, it don't sound very good though, does it?
01 engine electronics, find fault code 1.
Oh, cheers Steve, you said to play quite well at snooker last night.
08 climate control module, no fault code. 09 electronic central electric, no fault code. 15 airbag, no fault code. 17 instrument cluster, no fault code. 19 data bus OBD interface. 25 anti-theft immobilizer, no fault code. 56 radio, find fault code 1.
Oh, well there we go. We've got a fault on the radio and a fault on the engine electronics. That's not too bad, it's not too. Let's have a look at the engine electronics and see what's going on. Okay, confirm, yeah. Right, want to read the DTCs, which are the fault codes. EGR sensor, exhaust gas recirculation sensor. Oh well, that's not too bad. If that's all that's wrong with it, then which is also saying that the exhaust that's blowing underneath must be post catalytic converter, otherwise we'd have cat problems and all sorts. So hopefully it's just the downpipe that's split, because it's saying on there that the actual engine electronics is not picking up anything on the sensors, other than, like I say, the EGR sensor, unless the EGR pipe is split. I suppose it could be. Let's clear the fault code on that, so we can do that one. Clear fault code, and it looks like it's coming straight back up again. So there's something wrong with the EGR, but the lights on the dashboard have all gone off now. Let's just read it again. Yeah, it's coming back every time with that one. Let's do a report. And there you go. You can actually send that report off now to the customer if you wanted to show them that you'd looked at it and you've got a report on what was wrong with the car. So on this also we can do many things. We can do we can look at the data streams, so we can look at all of these different components and get graphs and information on what's going on. So we can look at the air mass sensor, battery voltage, EGR, let's have a look at that as well, EGR recirculation. So let's confirm those. Okay, so at the minute we can see we've got an air mass reading there. If we rev it up, that's changing. We go to the graph, it gives us a nice graphic information on what's going on. That's all working absolutely lovely. Battery voltage, 14.5 volts, so the alternator's charging nicely, that's a good one. EGR is 0% at the minute on there, and the exhaust gas recirculation is just showing absolutely zilch going on. We need to check those and see what's going on under the bonnet, don't we? Have a quick look. Okay, let's go back on that one. So we've got some basic tests we can actually check there. Let's have a look at the special functions. So we've got a few different bits here we can do. If we change the brake pads, we can click on that. Parking brake, brake electronics. So this has got, actually, it's got a manual parking brake, so it would do, if you've got electronic parking brake, it would release the parking brake. We haven't got that, so it doesn't matter. Battery matching. If you've replaced the battery on your car, you can battery match it. You can press it and it will confirm and reset your battery status. DPF regeneration. If we've got issues with the DPF system, let's see if it lets us do a regen on this one. It won't, probably won't, because we have got a fault code in there, so maybe it's not going to let us do that. Okay, so now it's taking us through to the regeneration, other vehicles. And because of the fault code and we haven't got enough fuel in the tank, it won't let us do that one. See if we can turn off the stop system. Disable stop. There we go, confirm. So we've now switched off the start system as well, because that's so annoying. So now it won't be working, it won't be cutting out every time you pull up at traffic lights. So we can turn it back on again in that special function as well. So that's a really super bit of kit, that. What a fantastic function. Tyre pressure reset as well, we can do all of that. Driver's door electronics, let's just have a quick look at that, see if we can get a bit of bi-directional control going on. Oh, it doesn't like that one. Okay. So, not a bad start with that. It's given us some good information on the engine management. We've managed to turn off the stop-start system. Let's pop the bonnet up and have a quick look and just see if we've got any, well, see if we can find anything around that EGR area. I want to just make sure, I want to see where this blowing's coming from on the exhaust as well. Okay, let's have a quick look. Just pop this engine cover off. The usual flexi pipe, look, completely split. That goes right up there. Wow, that looks an absolute pig to get at. So looking at this job, to change, it's the complete exhaust catalytic converter system there, going all the way down into the DPF. And you can see, this is all one piece, so it's one piece all the way up through the flexi pipe up to that catalytic converter, with the joint being down there. This flexi pipe to even change that, you just can't get it the other side. You'd have to drop the whole subframe down. So what I thought initially was not too bad, after a little bit of looking, it's horrendous. So yeah, that's a monster job, that one. And that's why the garage didn't want to fix this car. We've also got a wheel there that's got a big dent in it, so that's scrap. So there we go. We need to have a long old think about this one. Is it worth fixing it? Is it worth spending any time on it, putting it back on the road? But what we do know is that this little dongle, the Eiag Link, has done its job. It's told us exactly what was wrong with the car. There's nothing wrong with the engine mechanically. All the systems in the car, everything there is okay. EGR issue, but that could well be related to that broken downpipe. That would affect everything within the back pressure of the system and the DPF. So yeah, that is the main issue on this car. But yeah, not a bad bit of kit that. Did the job. Like I say, and it's reasonably cheap. If this video's been of use, please drop me a little thumbs up, like, subscribe. If you think I should put this back on the road again or scrap it, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.